start this vlog here, just let you know what I'm about to go do. So I'm about to go make a smoothie. So I'm gonna put a scoop of this TEAMI product that I'm using currently for my hair and my skin. I just wanted to vlog this before I actually like draw on my eyebrows for the vlog. I mean for the rest of the sit down video, just so you can see how my skin is. So my skin isn't like super bad, but it isn't the best it's ever been. Okay, well, I didn't think it was bad, but now my camera is showing me things like I'm like, yo. Anyways, so I think the move from Cape Town to Joburg has really messed with my skin, as well as the fact that we're in winter. So my skin is like dry, and like I get a lot of pimples, and then they don't they don't go away. I think, yeah, I have scarring. So TEAMI sent me this cool product. It's called Collagen Beauty something, but no, Butterfly something. But I will like tell you more about it later on. So I'm currently trying it out for 30 days. I'll let you guys know how it treats me. I've only been on it for like a week, and so far, shame, I haven't seen anything. I don't want to lie. It's actually for your hair, skin and nails, and because I've only been on it for like a week, I haven't really seen any physical changes. But what I can tell you is that my energy levels are like a lot higher. I'm usually someone who gets really tired from work. Like work is a mess, but I'll tell you guys later on. But with the product, I feel like I'm less angry about getting up in the morning. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, I do think that those are some of the other benefits of that product. But like I said, I've only been on it for a week. I'll let you know after 30 days whether the product is worth it or not. But if you do want to try it with me simultaneously, please do check out their profile. I'll leave it in the description box below, and also just use my discount code so that you can get like, I think it's 15% off, because it is an American product, so it will be quoted in dollars and you will get charged for shipping. So maybe my discount will help you. Cool. Hi guys, welcome to the second part of this video, which is just a sit down where I'm going to just tell you how the past 8 months of work have been. Okay, so I've technically only been working for 7 months, but it's August, and I had my first month off for study leave because I was writing ITC. So I'm just gonna do this video just to track my progress, and it's actually for me to be able to look back to this video and like see the things I was going through right now and compared to when I'm like in 30 or something. But I mean, I was like, might as well post it on my YouTube, just in case some of you are also looking to go through the same route that I'm in, or also if you just want to know like what I've been up to, why I don't upload as often as other YouTubers. It's because YouTube is my side thing. I actually have like a proper 9 to 5, and it's not even a 9 to 5. I don't know why they call it a 9 to 5. It's literally like a 8 till 5. Okay, I guess it's an 8-hour day still because you have an hour lunch, but anyways, that's not the point. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Leave me any comments if you feel the need to comment, but you know, this is a chilled video. There's nothing planned. There's nothing I'm trying to teach you. I'm just talking to myself. Cool. Okay, so my name is ngiyashaun, and I'm a first year article trainee. No, trainee article. No, it's an article, yeah. I don't know what it is, but I'm doing my first year of articles, and at the end of 3 years, I will be a qualified chartered accountant, so a CA. So basically what that entails for me, I'm doing my articles through an audit firm, one of the big 4 firms, and what we do is we audit companies. So it could be a listed company on the JSE, or it could be a small private company that needs to be audited, or that has voluntarily like asked to be audited by us. Cool. So on a normal day, what we do is you leave your house and you drive straight to the client. You don't go to your audit firm. You don't have an office or anything. You drive straight to the client. You get there. You ask to see things. You ask to see samples. You ask to see their books. Basically, what we do as auditors is we go and check that what the company is recording is accurate. Because I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but sometimes companies aren't run by the people who own them. So let's say me and you have a lot of money, and we put our million together. We have 2 million now, and we want to start a company. But when this company grows and becomes really big, we don't want to be running the company because we want to enjoy our money. So we hire other people, directors, to be the ones who do the day-to-day running of the company. So what we as auditors do is we go and check what the directors and accounting staff are doing to report back to the shareholders, to report back to the owners, because the owners are not always the ones who run the company. So they want to know, can we trust our directors? Can we trust our management? So we provide an opinion based on the work that those directors and executives have actually performed. Cool. So it's a really, like, I mean, it's not meant to be a dangerous job or anything, but I mean, it does get very hostile, especially because what you're essentially saying, if you raise a finding, if you pick up an error, you're basically telling the owners that, listen, the staff you've hired are not doing the correct thing, or listen, the staff you've hired could have fraud, or they could be sharing you guys. I mean, that's a really like worst case scenario thing, but I mean, obviously, you know, like there will be scandals in companies, and auditors are usually the ones who get a whiff of that scandal, and then obviously we don't investigate the fraud, someone else will come in, like fraud specialists. So yeah, so there's a misconception. People think being an auditor is to go and find fraud. That's not the case. We just go and look at the books and assess them, but if we do suspect that there is fraud, then we will call in someone else who is actually specialized in finding fraud, right? So we're not there to find fraud, but if we do, we have to report it. Cool. And how this works is usually in an audit, you'll have a team of people. So there'll be a first year, a second year, and a third year. The bigger the team, the more people you'll have. So sometimes you'll have 3 third years, 2 second years, and 1 first year. Or it's usually the other way around. Usually you have more first years and less third years, because the hours we charge, a first year is cheaper to use than a third year, and that's just because a third year has a lot of experience and knowledge because they've been auditing for 3 years. But yeah, that's about it. And then you perform the work, and then your manager reviews, and then the partner performs the final review, because the partner is the one who actually signs. He, like a partner, I hate that I said he. We do have female partners, but the partner is the one who comes in with the final signature to say, yes, this is my opinion, this is correct. So it's really important for us to do our work properly, because if we mess up and we make errors, it looks better on our partner, and or you don't get debarred, but you do get removed from being a CA, and or you can go to jail. So it would be our partner who takes the fall for all of us. Unless if it's a really big scandal, then everyone will get called in. Like what happened with the KPMG and Gupta situation. Like every single person that was on that audit got called in. Cool. So it is dangerous, but it's fun, but it's dangerous. The last 6 months have been, I don't know. Thing is, you know, like it's just like I'm all over the place. I'm here, but I'm not. I'm there, but I'm not. And I think we were unfortunate that the pandemic happened in my first year. So you can understand how hard it was trying to adjust, trying to find your feet in a new job, and you're working home because, you know, the pandemic and it was level 5 and all of that. So it was really, really hard at the beginning. I mean, obviously my company does a really great thing where they like do it's a workshop. The first week and a half, no, the first 2 weeks actually are just all the first year trainees coming in, getting trained, just so that they can teach you what to expect, how to use the system, because I mean, it's a different accounting system. It's not like studying at school. You know all your IFRSs, you know how to do a free cash valuation and all of that, but you probably don't know how to use the system. So it's like having to learn how to use Excel, but like specialized for a certain company. So I mean, they teach you all of that. They teach you what to do, how to ideally respond to people, to clients, if clients are being rude, because that's the nature of our job. Like we work in a very hostile environment because a lot of people don't like auditors. You know, it's like having someone come in to tell you what's wrong. Well, that's what people think. When in actual fact, we're just here to help you. We're here to help you spot the issues in your company so that you can solve them. But people always think we're there to find errors, we're there to take away their jobs and get them fired. So it's a very hostile environment. You literally walk into an office and the clients will ask you, when are you guys leaving? You know, and that's like it's a bummer for me because I'm a people's person. I love people, I love making connections, and that's been really hard, obviously, because firstly, I have to maintain independence. I always have to be independent with the client. They can't be my friend. You can't develop a relationship with your client. Like, that's not professional, because you need to look at their books, and you know how hard it is telling someone you love that, but what you're doing is wrong. And that's why, like in accounting and auditing, we always have to sign independence declarations. So you can't go audit at a company that your parents work for, because how are you going to tell your parent that you're fucking up? You know, you also can't audit a company where maybe your spouse works at, like in a financial position. Cool. Anyways, as I was saying, very hostile environment, so it's very, like, it's sad. But I mean, I got over it. Like, I can't force people to like auditors, but it's really sad because when auditors are around, the staff panics. Sometimes they're even scared to take lunch because they think we're there to monitor how long their lunch breaks are, and it's like, we don't really care. You know, I mean, it's suspicious if you're taking 3 hours of lunch, but we don't really care. But yeah, so the past 6 months have been challenging because now we've had to move to remote working, so we had to audit online. And the nature of our work is that we have to see things. We have to be like, we have to gain confidence over the fact that the company is doing the right thing. So you can imagine how hard it is when you have to ask someone to send you something and you're not even sure if that document was extracted directly from the banking site or if they've gone and manually like altered it. Obviously we do have checks in place, thank God. We do have checks in place. I won't disclose them because then that beats the purpose, because what if we're auditing your company next? But we do know how to check whether evidence is real or not, but it is a lot harder, you know. It's not like when you're looking over someone's shoulder and you see them go onto the banking portal, extract the bank statement and send it directly to you. You know that there was no altering, there was no Excel, there was no picture doctoring, but now you just have to trust people. But not really, because we do have checks, like I said. But yeah, okay, but on a more soft skills like thing, because we are in training, like we're not CAs yet, we are in training. It has been a lot harder to get trained because there's a lot of on-the-job training because you don't know what you're doing, and you learn like literally every single day. So it's been a lot harder because online, you literally have to call your partner, your manager, your second year, your third year, and be like, hi, can you please help me with XYZ? And it's usually sometimes hard to explain something over the phone. Like, you know, imagine no drag cell C1 to, you know, it's really hard. Unlike when you're in contact, someone can show you quickly and then you can just do it again, you know. But I mean, they are trying, so I'm not dead, you know. I'm still managing. My work is still up to quality, so it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, but definitely the past 6 months have been jam-packed with a lot of learning, and I haven't really been under a lot of pressure until recently, and I think that's why this video is late. I was meant to do this video at the halfway mark, so like at 6 months, but it got so busy and I had so many deadlines, and I've actually recently moved onto this new audit, and it's everything I knew, all the knowledge I've gained over the past 7 months, out the window. This is completely new, and I feel like I'm in February again. Like, I'm trying to find myself. I'm crying because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm asking for a lot of help, which is really hard for me. Like, I'm someone who always thinks they can figure things out. Like, I'm always like, nah, it's fine. If I look over it again the second time, I'll know what's going on. But that's not the case with audit, and that's why you have to ask for help. Like, rather ask early than complete your work and then later on the partner tells you this is complete shit, you know. So you need to learn how to ask as you're doing your work, which is really hard for me. I hate bugging people. I hate feeling like I'm annoying or I'm stupid, but you know, I've had to learn that you better ask. And also, you're in first year, no one expects you to know everything, and they actually encourage you to ask a lot of questions, because if you don't ask questions, it also raises alarms. Like, to them it's like, why have they not asked me this question? This person might not be doing the work properly. So, you know, ask. But obviously, don't ask like every single thing. Try do your own research, try find your own ways, and then when you go ask, you have to be like, I tried doing it this way, but it wasn't really working, and then I also did this, but it wasn't really working, so could you please help me? Just to show that you have also put yourself out there, you've taken the initiative to try and solve the problem, but you're struggling. Yeah. But yeah, the past 6 months, long, hard, a few tears, sad, but you know, we move. We get paid, we move. So, expectations versus reality. I think I went into this with like 0 expectations, and that's probably how I go into a lot of things, because I hate being disappointed, so I just rather go in black and like take it as it comes. But I mean, I was definitely disappointed by a few things. I mean, some things were also great, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, like, there's nothing that's blown my mind. There's nothing where I'm like, this is what I've been working for my whole life, this is what I was born to do. Definitely not. Like, if I'm being honest, I will qualify as a CA. might work a few more years in the financial industry, but I'm bouncing. This is not for me. I really do see myself in entertainment and or education. I'm still trying to find a way to merge the two. But yeah, accounting and being a CA and being an auditor, definitely not for me. And a lot of people usually DM me and say, oh, what made you love accounting so much? Why did you choose CA? And guys, like, I wish it was a nice, cute story about how I love numbers, but it's not. It was just a matter of what was available and what I could get funding for. So my two choices were medicine or being like doing accounting. With medicine, my UCT application, I botched. I didn't even finish it. And then at WITS, I got accepted, but I was like, ugh. And then I declined it because I felt bad because there were a few other people who were also applying for medicine who weren't getting in. And I felt bad because I was like, my application went in, got approved, and I didn't even care about medicine that much. I just wanted the title to be a doctor. And then I discovered you can get your PhD and still be a doctor. So I was like, nah, I don't like blood. I can't even cook like meat. I can't even cook meat that hasn't been microwaved a little bit just to make the blood disappear. So medicine was not for me. So I declined that offer just so that they can open it up to someone else. And then with accounting, yo guys, I think I got poached in grade 12 by this other audit firm, and they were like, I saw that there was a lot of opportunities for accounting, like for a chartered accountant. A lot of people are always willing to offer you money to study, and I mean, my parents could have probably paid my first and maybe my second year at UCT, but I knew by the time I reached third year it would have been a stretch, and I didn't want that financial burden because it's so hard studying, even worse when you know how much you've got to lose. So, you know, I got a bursary with Alan Gray. I was like, take me with. But yeah, okay, so, but I mean, obviously, even though I didn't have any expectations, I was a bit disappointed by a few things, and that I think just goes with my character. And it's not even like isolated to my company, it's just being an auditor as a whole. Firstly, I'm obviously sad about not being able to build relationships with my clients, as I said earlier. You know, the bubbly person in me really does like knowing that people enjoy having me around, people smile when I walk in, and I haven't really had that with audit because of the nature of my job. Secondly, I think the fact that there's no office, you don't have a central place where you go every single day, makes it really hard to budget, because like if you work in an office, you know every single day you drive 18 kilometers to work and 18 kilometers back. You know you can budget your fuel. Whereas us, you move clients like every 4 to 5 weeks. So one month you're driving 10 kilometers, the next month you're driving 90 Ks. So it's really hard because it's like there's no certainty. And also with that, I'm sad because I ideally did want to have like an office type of vibe, even if it's not an office, just a cubicle, where I can have like a portrait of my family, portrait of me and my boyfriend, maybe even a pot plant, you know the vibes, like have a cute desk. But that doesn't really work in audit because you spend majority of the time at the client and they just give you their boardroom. So you work in a boardroom every single day. So yeah, so that does suck. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really sad about that. And I think the last one is the fact that in your audits, you will have a team for audit of company A. And then when you move to company B, different team, different manager, different partner. So there's no way of making true connections and friendships with the people you work with. Obviously you can like be friends with them, but I mean it's been hard for me, especially because everything is online and you know you don't really see the person, because even in meetings our cameras are off, most of us, because we're in PJs. But it's been really hard to make friends, and this is just a general thing, like moving to Joburg has been hard because of the lockdown. So I feel like I haven't made as much friends as my usual self would have, and it is sort of affecting my social life because I feel like I don't know what to do. Like I want to do things but I don't know who to do them with, or like, yeah, like I don't know, it's a really weird place that I'm in. But I mean the levels are going down a bit, but I'm still not going on because I still don't trust, because Corona's out there. But yeah, but I mean I think I've been lucky because like you guys probably know, I do have a flatmate, so at least I do come home and there is someone to chat to, and she will ask me how I am and vice versa. And like sometimes if you know, like before lockdown, when we wanted to go out, we'd tell each other and maybe you'd go out together. So that was nice. I mean, it is nice. But I mean, obviously, I would still like to make a lot more friends. So I wanted to talk about the finances of it separately. I didn't want to like bulk it up with the expectations versus reality, because I mean it is a really big factor. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a really big factor, and it's one that can really make or break you, and it does make you sad and cry. Trust me, I've cried a lot. My boyfriend knows all about it. So on the financial side, like being a trainee accountant at an audit firm, let me specify that, because banks and investment companies and consulting pay differently. But at an audit firm, we don't make much. Like it's not a lot. I'm not saying anyone ever said that you'd be like raking it in, but you know, we all know that CAs make a lot of money. So one would assume that, okay, being a trainee, you might also make a lot of money, but that's not the case. And yeah, like it's really a bummer. I mean, of course you can buy a car and you can rent an apartment, but the car you're getting is not a BMW, it's not a Merc, it's a really small entry-level car. And you're renting, you're probably going to share with a flatmate. But if you don't want to share with a flatmate, I mean, you could squeeze yourself. But from what I've seen from people who are also following the same route, it's either they get a really nice car and they live at home, or they already have a nice car from their family, so they get to live in a nice apartment alone, or they live alone in a nice place but no car. So it's like you have to find a balance between a car and a place to stay. I chose to share with someone so that I could still live in a nice place but not have to bear the full cost, and I could still get a car, but a normal car. So yeah, it is like, it's not a lot of money, but you can live. I have like a few things that I do to save money, and I mean, I will share them like again later on when I'm doing like a whole tips for new workers or whatever. But like some of the things are like, I didn't move to a new medical aid. I didn't join my company medical aid. I'm still on my mom's. I know it's a lot more expensive because I'm no longer a student, so I can't prove that I'm financially dependent, but I'm pretty sure my mom can pay for that more than I can. You know, 1,000 rand for me and 1,000 rand for my mom is not the same. For me, 1,000 rand can stand between me and like being broke, and to my mom it's probably like, now I can't get XY, but you know, we move. So I asked her. Another thing is DSTV. If your family has DSTV, you get the DSTV Now app. You buy yourself a smart TV so that you can use the internet and go and play on DSTV Now. So I'm using DSTV purely on my dad's account. I'm not paying anything. Netflix. I know Netflix is cheap, it's like 100 rand, but still that 100 rand cuts deep when you have to choose between KFC and Netflix. So I'm on my cousin's Netflix account. She's a student, but I feel like back in my student days, I was rich. Like I was so rich. I used to have takeouts every single weekend, and now I literally have to think about every single time I want to get dunked wings, because dunked wings are so expensive. Guys, what the fuck? What is so expensive? So you will find ways to save money. I mean, it's not a lot, like 100 rand, but it adds up. It really does. And also I think it really does depend on you and what you need. Obviously, if you are someone who has to give back at home, you probably won't get a car, or you'll probably live in a less nice apartment. But those are some of the sacrifices that we have to do. Like I know when I left home, I told my parents deuces. I told them I'm independent now, I don't need their money, blah blah blah, and my dad laughed at me. I was pissed, but you know, I kept it moving. And then like 3 weeks into work, I called my dad and asked for petrol money, because the money I hadn't budgeted to be traveling so much. So I was like, please, can you help me? And he laughed and he sent it to me. So guys, don't burn bridges with your family and your parents, because you're still going to need them. And also maybe try and make them understand that just because you're working, you're not actually making a lot of money. Like people think a trainee is the same as a CA. So I also know that some people will ask me for money, and I'm thinking, my bro, I'm poorer now as a person who's working than I was as a student. I don't have money. And people think I'm joking, people think I'm being stingy, and I'm being that person now that has made it out. And it's like, okay, honestly, I don't have time to entertain things like that because I know my finances and I know how much I struggle if I don't use my money the way I allocate it. And that's why I budget so much, because I know that every single rand I earn has to go somewhere. And I mean, obviously you can fuck up, you can have one deviation, but I can't afford 5 deviations in a month because that throws me off budget. I'm now going into my overdraft. And thing is, guys, with the provincial account, like I told you, you can get an overdraft of like 20,000. You don't even earn that much, but you can use an overdraft of 20,000. So I don't want to be living in an overdraft life just so that I can please a few people who are asking me for a few things. Anginayo imali ayikho. Ayikho. On a lighter note, just about my general well-being, I think I've been good. I've been okay. Obviously, it's been a roller coaster, and I don't like roller coasters. So it's like up, down. Sometimes you're feeling great and on top of everything. Other days it's like fuck. You know, there have been times where I really did wish I could go back to school, but I remember that I actually don't like school. So I'm in a bit of a tight spot. Like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. But I don't regret anything. I'm glad with what's going on and how it's happening. And also I've picked up a pattern on my life. I never start off something like exponentially. Like when I move into a new level, it always starts off very slow and very hard, and like I go through a lot of trials. But at the end of it, it becomes really smooth sailing, just highs, and like I finally come full circle, if that makes sense. So I am going to enjoy this ride. It is very difficult right now, but I know that it will get better as I advance. Obviously, I know the workload will increase dramatically, but I think I'll be a lot more confident in my work. I'll be a lot more confident in what I'm doing. On a personal note, I've been keeping well. I've been in lockdown, obviously, so I've been inside. I really miss my family. I haven't seen my family in so long. Like I last saw them, I think it was in April. Because I had to go to a funeral during lockdown, but that was it. So it's been like 4-5 months since I last saw them, and I really miss them. But luckily I am going to go see them soon. So you know, fingers crossed for that. I have to budget all the petrol and all the toll gates. Guys, do you know how many toll gates there are between Johannesburg and Pietermaritzburg? Yo, it's disgusting. And I have these, it's not like a 12 rand toll gate. Like I have these friends, my friends are wow. I'm really bad with checking up on people, but I know that they can come to me if they need anything. I'm also really bad at asking people for help, but what I do is like I do talk on social media quite a lot. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, which you definitely should, you will also see some of the things I like complain about or rejoice about. So you're also like a lot up to date with my life than you are on YouTube. My boyfriend and I are also doing pretty well. I miss him a lot, obviously, because like we're in different cities, but I mean we're doing really well, and I can't wait to see him and can't wait to be in the same city again. But yeah, and that's just about it. Like I'm fine, everything will be fine. We need more money, but you know, that's why we push different income streams. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you got to this part, either you really like me or utandi now. I don't know which of the two it is, but anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please do check out my other videos if you are interested, and please do keep safe and well, and I wish you all the best with the rest of the year. Go smash those goals, you know, do the things. Okay, bye guys.